Hello, this is Katie. Welcome back to my channel. For 2022, for the first day and for Saturday, I'm going to be doing Shop Your Stash videos every Saturday as long as I can manage them. I'm going to be using Possum Stamp's Happy Camper that I haven't used yet and I purchased a while ago. And I've cut apart the dies and they are ready to go. I'm also going to be using the Wonky Stitched Stacks dies from MFT, the largest one. And then this hand-penned Stampin' Up! Paper. So I chose this yellow scallopy watercolor pattern. And I cut out the largest of those dies for that. And then I'm just going to set this aside. Takes me a minute to put away my scraps. And I'm going to stick that down to the card base. And I'll use my tape runner to do that. So if you haven't watched yet my video called My Plan for No by 2022, it is exactly what it says. And I also wanted to include making some Shop Your Stash videos. I know that you necessarily won't have the same stamp sets that I do, but I encourage you to go through your stamps that you already own and possibly use something that you haven't even inked up yet. Maybe a set that you bought that you put away and tidied up in storage and everything, but still haven't stamped with. So just some encouragement to reach into your stash and find something to craft along with me, knowing that I am not purchasing any new stamp sets in 2022. I want to say as long as I can last, and I did try this in 2021. It did not last very long, but 2021 also wasn't that great either. And I feel like maybe we're getting a breath of fresh air soon in 2022 and it'll be a little bit easier. But I also have a lot more people following along this year. I'm going to link some of those videos down below. There are 4 collaborators on one project to kind of like play craft spending survivor. So it's kind of fun. I'll link their video down below. And maybe a couple other no-buy, not necessarily craft specific, but I will try to find a few no-buy craft people who are doing 2022 as well. And yeah, so hopefully this will be encouraging for you to just knowing that I'm not also buying anything new. I'm also not being given anything new, but if you go watch my video before this one, it's my plan. I do explain my rules, and a lot of people that are following me have accepted those same rules. Some of the videos I post, some people are being very, very strict. The basics of my rules are I can replace necessities like paper, glue. I do not see myself running out of any of those things, even all year, which means I have too much. And I'm also able to spend any gift cards given. So for Christmas, between my husband and my in-laws, I did receive $150 gift card wise to Doodlebugs Washington. So I will be saving that for what I absolutely have to have. I think one thing I'm adding, I think I might have mentioned this in the video, but I think I really am going to do it, is just go and kind of window shop as I would shop and maybe put things in my cart and get a total and keep track of what I would have spent, which I think will be very interesting to see. Here I'm just using my Spectrum Noir Tri-Blends to color in the images. It'll be very interesting to see realistically what I would have spent, because when you're doing that and you know that you're not going to spend it, but you're window shopping, I feel like it would be easy to go a little overboard and put more in your cart than you probably actually would spend. So I think I will just do it realistically as if I would actually buy those things and come up with that total and maybe even share those videos and use this planner for a bit more than just marking, what days I'm doing what videos. So I think that would be really interesting to kind of maybe at the end of each month, because some companies even have monthly releases. I think still usually quarterly, if not twice a year, if they are still actively making stamps. And so I think monthly, I'll keep a list, and at the end of the month, maybe do a video on what I would have spent that month and what I have saved in quotes by not spending it. I think that'll be a fun activity and also very sobering. But it'll be nice to know I wasn't spending it. I think it'll be a challenge. I think I was going to try and do no spend 2021, but also use every single stamp I own, like literally every stamp, even the tiny stamps. And I think I just kind of talked myself out of that before the year even started. And so I doubt that even with no spend, I doubt that will happen this year. Life just gets busy. I mean, a lot of it is probably self-manufactured busy. A lot of it is work for me. I am going to be spending sometime the beginning of this year, as I already have the last few days, decluttering in general, the entire house, not just craft area and things like that. So I did a big declutter and kind of organizing recently over on my Instagram. I kept it as highlights of stories I did throughout the day in the craft area, but it has become unorganized again already. It's not that hard, I'm sure you know, to clutter up your desk and not want to clean it off so that you can craft. So then I end up crafting in the tiny portion of my desk where there isn't clutter, and it just feels ridiculous. So the decluttering of the rest of the house really does give you a mental clarity. I think today I decluttered the coffee table area where we just kind of toss whatever, and just sitting there watching TV, because the coffee table is kind of in front of the TV. I just felt a little lighter, a little less stress, because I really do think that the stuff around you and the untidiness of it all definitely takes a mental toll. So anyway, not having new things brought in, and this is just no spend art supplies. I think mentally I'll probably try to extend that to other things I don't need. That's obviously not including like groceries, but things, non-perishable items that I also do not need. Not bringing more things into my home to clutter it more, but specifically into a craft area that cannot sustain anymore will be kind of a relief. Not bringing in more stamp sets when I literally have 4 rolling carts and no more room for stamps in any of them. So I've hit a limit, and I don't have any more room to put other storage. So that's part of it too. But like I said, even with that, I doubt I will use every stamp I own. That's also not the goal. But shopping your stash is kind of maybe taking inventory of what you have and reaching for stuff you might even have forgotten that you had. I do know that there are crafters out there that are also probably just starting this year and haven't been collecting things since 2011, like myself. So I hit 10 years of card making in October of 2021. There are people that are just starting out, so no by 2022 isn't really realistic. You know, they want to find things or shop D-stashes if it's more affordable to build their collection, and that's fine, obviously. And there are also some people who want to get into it who can't afford to. And I want to acknowledge the people out there in the crafting world that want to want to craft and want to get into card making and want the latest stamp sets and things like that, that actually cannot afford it. I think, and honestly, I don't know that I run into actually coming across that many people. Like, I mostly spend my time on Instagram. I don't actually come across many people who really, really, really can't afford it. If somebody wants a stamp set that bad, they find a way. At least no one has approached me, or in chats or conversations, I've never really talked to someone who literally, couldn't afford crafting. So I do want to acknowledge that those people do exist. I don't come across them very often. So that's either a good thing, or maybe I'm just not, coming across those people on Instagram. And I would love to be able to help anyone. Maybe next year in 2023, just to help with No Spend 2022, I'll try and devise a kind of like a crafting scholarship. I've always wanted to do that. It's just one of those things that's very hard to suss out. I want to make sure that, the person honestly cannot afford to do something and they really, really, really want to get into card making, something like that. It might have to be based on, nominations and things like that. But I think a lot of work would have to go into that, because I want it to be, well-deserved. But anyway, so yeah, hopefully these videos, as long as I can keep them going, will help you to not feel like you need to be up on every new release or buy every new stamp set that you want. And for those that do have a stash and are lucky enough to have a stash of stamps they possibly have not even stamped from, which I was getting to, a lot of people I know and interact with in the crafting community have stamp sets they have literally not touched. It's more common than you'd think, I guess. So hopefully this will kind of inspire you to go through what you have. In my previous video about my plan, I did mention that one of the things that would make it easier, magically cutting these images out, one of the things that would make this easier is that if you're not trying to make this your job, that's very important. I do not want this to be my job. That is not my plan. If you want it to be your job, usually any person on a design team will tell you, just stick with one company you love, buy everything they make everything with what they make, get noticed by them, all of the above. And in order to do that, you need to buy new releases and new things, or at least the more popular items. So if you are not trying to make this your job, then these videos and some tips on how to not buy new things, but shop your stash and use what you have, might be for you. If you want to be on design teams or you want to become a famous card maker, then probably not the route for you. So, take that for what it is. And yeah, or you can just enjoy. I think most of the videos I'll probably be talking about things that you can do or tips to not buy new things. Obviously, you can enjoy the card that is being made without feeling the need to not buy new things. If you are still shopping all year, that's fine. More power to you. And yeah, so that is my goal with these videos. So I will at the very least have, hopefully as often as I can, I'm going to do every Saturday this month. And then as often as I am able to, if I can keep going every Saturday, great. And here I am just squeezing the air out of my glue so that it does not clog before I put it away. And this is going to be a card for my aunt, because my aunt and uncle have a camper that they travel in, and I think it's very cute, but I have to save it for next year because I think her birthday's in like September. And for my white highlights, I'm actually using a Posca pen of like acrylic paint instead. So that was very interesting for the first time. But anyways, the videos you can expect are, at the very least, often enough shop your stash videos, so I can use what I haven't used. And then once a month I will do the tally of what I would have spent. I think that will be interesting. And I guess, like, I just feel a lot less pressure than I did in 2021 to cave so soon, because I think 2021 just didn't, we had a lot going on and a lot we had to do. And it was just stressful. And so I think I caved pretty early in March. So I think I lasted a couple months. But as of right now, I don't feel that kind of stress. We had a number of things we got out of the way that needed to be done, just life-wise. And so I think I'm just feeling a lot less pressure to have to, not buy things, to make myself feel better. So I think I will last a lot longer, and I will go as long as I can. I will be completely honest with you and tell you if I crack, but right now I don't think that I will. I'm not sure my white highlights are making any sense here, but it was very fun to use the acrylic pen. So, yeah. Thank you for watching. I hope you stick around. If you want to see these videos, you can subscribe. I don't use YouTube to make money or anything like that. So subscribe if you would like, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.